All right. Well, good afternoon on the West Coast and good evening on the East Coast. We're going to go ahead and get started this evening. First and foremost, I'd like to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. Tonight's webinar is only going to be about 45 minutes. We've scheduled about 30 minutes of presentation for you to give you hopefully some useful information to have a successful National Learn to Bowl month. And then we have made some time for questions at the end. My name is Bart Berger. I'm with the BPA team here, and also with me this evening is Kelly Bednar, our Director of Education. For tonight, we have you in a listen-only mode, just so we've got a large group on the phone and we don't want to have a lot of feedback, so all of you are currently muted, but we will give you the opportunity to ask questions at the end of the seminar, and at any time you can type in questions. Over on the upper right-hand side, in that drop-down box there, you can type in questions at any time, or at the end we'll have an opportunity for you to raise your hand, and we'll get those questions out as well. So let's review our agenda here. I'm going to spend just a couple of minutes giving you a brief overview of what is National Learn to Bowl Month. And then I hope you have a pen or pencil and something to write with, because we're going to share some best practices from centers around the country on planning for your National Learn to Bowl Month program. And then most importantly, we're going to share with you tonight how you and your center has a chance to be part of the $10,000 Bowling 2.0 giveaway. And again, I put question Q&A down on the end there as a memory jogger for myself, but we welcome those questions anytime. Kelly Bednar is answering questions as we go, and you'll also have an opportunity to ask questions orally at the end if you would like to. So first off, October is National Learn to Bowl Month. Some of you may remember that in previous years we had National Bowling Day. That has taken a bit of a hiatus, but now thanks to the Promotion Action Committee, we're launching this year National Learn to Bowl Month. And it was developed by the Program Action Committee, which is a national committee representing all of you, chaired by Randy Thompson, a proprietor from Des Moines, Iowa. And it's really to support the new Bowling 2.0 program. Every BPA center, we're encouraging to conduct a 2.0 program that we're going to conduct in October. Now, what I'd like to do is we're going to take a quick survey here. And up on the screen, Kelly's put a survey up there for you. And I'd like to just get a quick review there. If you'll click on there, does your center currently have a Bowling 2.0 program? So take a minute and click on that. We'll tally the results here. Tonight's session is not intended to be a sales presentation, but Bowling 2.0 is the mechanism that we use to execute National Learn to Bowl Month, and we need to know, just kind of to level set us, how many of you have a kit. Okay, so I'm going to give just another second there. Kelly's tabulating the results. All right, so with our group tonight, that's excellent. 86% of you have a kit and 14 do not. Excellent. That is much better than our webinar from yesterday. So again, for the 14% that don't, tonight's session is not about a sales pitch to you, but in order to participate in National Learn to Bowl Month and be part of the $10,000 giveaway, you're going to want to make sure that you have a kit. You can email me at Bart, B-A-R-T, at bpaa.com, and I'll be happy to get you that information. But for all of us, let's move on now. So you might be asking, why October? Well, for most, October is historically one of the slowest open play months of the year. And if you think about it, that makes sense. For much of the country, the weather hasn't changed yet. School is back in session. Friday night football is happening. So while we have our leagues in full swing, there are a lot of us that October, if not the slowest, is one of the slowest open play months of the year. So we have the availability. The second key factor in planning this was that your leagues are on the floor in October and you know your lane availability. Many of you probably tonight, as soon as you're done with this call, you're going to be out there on the floor starting new leagues, working with leagues that are in their first week, maybe even a league meeting that's taking place. So you know what your availability is. You have the availability because open play is slow, so it just logically made sense that October would be a great time. And just like my friend on the screen here, you know, we're all working hard for league bowlers. Now, this year's program is going to be supported through a national PR effort. We have a PR firm we use out of New York called MWW. They do a great job in trying to help raise the awareness of bowling around the country. And in fact, right now we are putting the final touches on the press release that will go out nationwide to let non-bowlers know that your center is going to be participating in this great program. Some of you may have heard of a young lady named Natalie Savant who has a quest this summer that she's trying to bowl in all 50 states. And what started out as kind of a local PR initiative has really grown nationwide, and we've embraced Natalie and helping her schedule appearances all around the country. And we've decided we're going to use her as the spokesperson for National Learn to Bowl Month in going out and generating awareness for us as well. If you're not familiar with Natalie, I would encourage you to write down Natalie Striking Summer. She's on Facebook. You can follow her. You can learn more about her program. She's a sweet young lady, and she's was at the U.S. Open, traveling around the country. But Natalie Striking Summer on Facebook, she's going to be kind of our face and our spokesperson to the PR community and to the media for this. In fact, we're in the early stages of negotiating her being on a national talk show to help raise awareness for this event. So Bowling 2.0 is the new marketing solution to conduct your Learn to Bowl program. Again, tonight is not about selling you a 2.0 kit. Most of you have it. You're ready to go. For those that don't, you're going to need one in order to participate. So let's make sure we get you that that needed kit. What I'd like to do is we're going to take one more survey here. I need to ask you a question as we start thinking about the planning, and that is, think about your center and tell us, when's the last time you've ran a Learn to Bowl program? Not talking about lessons. Many of you have pro shop operators that do great lessons. I'm talking about an organized program. So here are your choices. Have you run one less than 6 months ago? Less than a year ago? Can't remember the last time we ran one, or the Reagan administration was in office? So I see some voting going on there. Give everybody just another second to cast their vote. Again, this just level sets us as we get an idea of your comfort level and how long it's been since you've done a Learn to Bowl program. So I think we're just about ready to close out. Kelly, the man behind the curtain, is going to put up the results. And it looks like tonight we've got about 36, 38% that have held a program in the last 6 months. Great. Most everybody, the vast majority, 63%, can't remember the last time they've run one. And I appreciate your candor and your honesty, but you in that 63%, you're not alone. In fact, you're in the majority. The vast majority of countries across America have gotten away from traditional Learn to Bowl programs. And there's a lot of reasons why, and we're not going to discuss those. But don't beat yourself up. Most centers in America have gotten away from that, and that's why this initiative is really catching fire. Great. Now let's get to some meat here. Let's talk about planning for your Bowling 2.0 program, planning for National Learn to Bowl Month. We've talked a little bit about when it's happening and why. First thing we need to do, select your time based on lane availability and when you want your new league to start. As we've been teaching Bowling 2.0 around the country, the question you should ask yourself first is not when do I want to run a Bowling 2.0, but when do I want to start a new league? And for purposes of our discussion tonight, when I use the word league, it's an industry term. It can mean club. It can mean group. It's whatever you pick the verbiage that you use for your customers or your guests. Internally, we just use the word league because we understand that, and it's what we've grown up with. So first thing we want to do is ask ourselves the question, when do I want to start that new league or club? Because I know most of you know right now what your availability is and your holes are. For most of the country, fall leagues are on the floor and they're in week 1 or they're during the meetings. For some of you, I know that those will be happening after Labor Day. but within the next, if not already, within the next 7 to 10 days, you know where your holes are. You know where those opportunities are that you can start a program. So once you've defined your lane availability and when you can target a program, you needed to decide what type of program you would like to start. Do I want to start a mixed league, an adult-child league, a youth league, a senior league? And understand that that's the target that you should go after. In most locations, doing an adult-child league on Tuesday at 6:30, probably not the best target, matching that target to the lane availability. That might be better suited for Sunday at 2 or another time. My mixed league or my mixed club might be better suited for Tuesday at 6:30. So you know this, you get this, you want to match the prospect with the lane availability, and that's the group you should go after and target for your 2.0 program for National Learn to Bowl Month. So once we've identified the type of group we're going after, our prospects, and we've identified the day part that we're going to target, it's time to customize our POS to start our program. And I'm encouraging to start those programs in the last week of September or the first week of October. And if you're going to do that, then you need to take advantage and start promoting this weekend and take advantage of that Labor Day traffic. Hopefully we'll get some rain across the country for Labor Day to bring folks in, and that's a great group of folks to go talk with. But if you back up your planning cycle and know that you want to start at the end of September, 1st of October, you need to start marketing this weekend. And you literally can have your POS done tonight if you want through the Bowling 2.0. I do want to remind everybody on the call, because some of you may have not been given the initial information, that all of the POS material for Bowling 2.0, once you buy the original kit, is available at mybpa.com, that page, and you'll need your member number, and the password is BPAA. So all of your POS material is there for you to customize and have your program up and going. Now, besides the traditional printed material, there's also other elements that are provided for you with 2.0 to promote your National Learn to Bowl program. There's an email template, there are website banners, and there's actually a promotional video that we created that's about 45 seconds in length that I think is a great opportunity. You can use that on your website, you can use that on your social media channels, you can post it in Facebook, you can link it to YouTube and send it out as a tweet if you're active on Twitter. There's a lot of ways to use that. If you have something to write with and you haven't seen the promotion video, I would encourage you to write down this email address from one of your fellow proprietors. It's www.eastonbowl.com. Easton, E-A-S-T-O-N, bowl.com. That is a young lady that has a 24-lane center in Easton, Maryland, and she has been very successful with the 2.0 program, and she has embedded that video into her website. If you happen to have a website that is hosted by BPAA, we can help you with that. If not, whoever manages your website should be able to do that. But all of those digital assets are available for you on the MyBPA page. Now, besides taking advantage of new bowlers that come into your center, one of the great things about this product is it's an opportunity to get outside of your four walls. You really have two targets for a Learn to Bowl program, and let me say this, the program is not really intended for your current league bowlers. We've got other great programs for them. This is an introductory program that is really exclusive to casual users, or for me, more importantly, non-users. So while you certainly could take advantage of traffic that comes in during the holidays and weekends and rainy time, this is about getting outside the four walls and speaking to folks about this program, because now you have a nice package program in 2.0 that you can really do some neat things in the community. And one of the ways that we've seen some centers around the country use this is inviting local companies, churches, chamber, really anywhere where two or more gather, and present this as a wellness program for their staff. You know, healthcare is a very hot topic in our society today, and I'm not judging one way or the other, good, bad, or indifferent, but regardless of your position, it's a very hot topic. And one thing that all companies are struggling with, and a buzzword you'll hear in the healthcare community, are wellness programs. Well, you now have your very own wellness program that you can use. You've got a 4-week program that you can teach everybody within that company to bowl, and then start them into their own recreational club. So if you went out to the local Best Buy in your community and met with the HR person and told them that you wanted to teach all the employees at Best Buy to bowl for free in a 4-week wellness program, how many of those would come out? What they don't know is on week 5, you want to start them into a brand new program. So this is a great opportunity to network. Many of you are in chambers, you're in networking type things, you have local places of worship. Get those folks together, do this 4-week wellness program for them, and then roll it over into a new program. I would encourage you, depending on your capacity of your staff and understanding that you all are very busy, many centers are running more than one program. I just got off the phone today with a 12-lane center in Florida that was excited and talking to them about they're scheduling 2 programs, one on Tuesday, one on Wednesday, because they already know their inventory and already know the programs that they can offer. So if you have the ability, you're not limited to one. You can run multiple one. We've also seen centers that will run a evening program at night for couples and singles, and then they'll run an adult-child program or youth program on the weekends or the afternoons. So think about matching up those prospects with that target, and don't limit yourself to just doing one program. You have the tools. If you have the kit, you have everything you need. You can start promoting your program tonight. I mean, you could be out there, if you have any casual traffic coming in tonight, have your POS developed and out signing folks up for your National Learn to Bowl Month. It can happen. So one of the things we're really excited about, and in fact I can just update this number because National Learn to Bowl Month is really kicking off. We're actually in over 850 centers today that have a Bowling 2.0 kit, and that is a big number for us, and we're on our quest to 1,000. But even more exciting than the number, I will tell you that in our test centers that have been running the program, they've been averaging 39 participants per class. So for every Bowling 2.0 class, they get on average 39, some a little smaller, some a little bigger. And the average rollover is 27 bowlers per center rolling over into a short season program. That is, for some of you on the call here, I recognize a few names, a few legends. That's an incredible conversion percentage. And I've not seen anything like that since the late 80s, for quite some time. And for most, we just don't have a lot of programs that net us a brand new, 7x4 program. So the results have been very compelling, and much like our team there, we're just jumping for joy. It's really been a well-received program and a very successful program. So the final item that I want to talk about tonight, before we give you a chance to open up for questions, anyone that hasn't had a question answered by Kelly yet, is let's talk about the Bowling 2.0 $10,000 giveaway. Because we're proponents of contests. We wanted to do something to hopefully allow you to incentivize your staff. Not that the program doesn't stand on its own, but we want to have some fun with it. So here's how this is going to work on the $10,000 giveaway. First, we've divided all the centers in America that are going to participate. So all of you on the phone here tonight, you're going to be put into one of 3 divisions: less than 16 lanes, 16 to 24 lanes, or more than 24 lanes. And the idea is just to group you with centers of your size to hopefully make it more equitable as we compete for the cash and prizes. Now, we're going to recognize the top 5 centers in each division, so 15 centers nationwide are going to win cash prizes, and you can see that first prize is $1,000, then it goes to $750, $500, and then 4th and 5th is $250. Now, with any contest, you need to have a grand prize, so we've got our very own grand prize as well. And what we're going to do is we want to recognize the top performing center nationally, regardless of lane size, regardless of which group they're in, and they're going to win something a little extra. Besides having bragging rights as being the top Bowling 2.0 center in the country, they're going to receive an on-site party for their staff where myself and members of the team will come out and host a party for your staff. And we want to tie that in with the new rollover league that you started. And Carolyn Dorn-Ballard is going to be joining me, and she'll be on site to meet that group and give instruction. And if you're familiar with 2.0, you know that Carolyn is kind of the face of that program. She teaches in the video lessons here at the training center. So the idea is we thought it would be fun for folks that have spent 4 weeks learning from Carolyn at 2.0, then they have the opportunity to meet her in person and take some individual lessons. So we'll have some food, we'll have some fun, we'll have a party, and hopefully it'll be a great experience not only for your team, but for the members of your rollover new program as well. So how are we going to determine the winners? The formula, we want it to be simple, but we wanted to get something that's equitable. All winners are going to be determined by new league bowlers per lane. So within your group, we're going to calculate new league bowlers per lane, determined by where they rolled over from your Bowling 2.0 program. So let's share a quick example here. Let's say a 16-lane center hosts a Bowling 2.0 program. They have 32 participants that complete the program, and 24 of those roll over into a new short season league or a club. Not uncommon given the results that I've shared with you. That actually is a very conservative estimate. So that 24 bowlers divided by 16 lanes gives you 1.5 bowlers per lane. So that would be that center's number. If they were able to convert all 32, then of course they would have 2 bowlers per lane. So that's the metric that we're going to use to determine who is the most successful. So if you think about it, the more classes you hold, the greater attendance that you have, the greater your conversion is going to be. So a center that runs 2.0, while that's maybe very, very successful for them, probably not going to be enough to cash. This is about generating new bowlers and also helping make your centers registering. Just kind of one housekeeping item. The results are going to be self-reported online. We'll send all of our centers that are participate a link at the completion of the program. And then what we'll do is we'll verify the winners, and we'll ask you for either a league standing sheet or a roster from your 2.0, just something that we can give some verification to make sure that we're doing this thing as equitably as possible. A couple of last points on the $10,000 giveaway. All money is going to be paid directly to the center for distribution. So if you're an owner, proprietor, manager, and you're on the call today, we're going to cut that check to the center, and then we want the center to determine how they're going to allocate that. Whether you use it for a staff party, whether you designate a 2.0 champion in your center and they get compensated as part of a bonus plan, we don't want to determine that. We want you to determine how to best use it within your facility. So how you divvy up the $1,000 is up to you. I would recommend, as part of a best practice, make sure your team knows the program ahead of time and don't reward them afterwards. Make sure they know what the opportunities that they have to win and what amounts they have to win and how. And then the other thing that we certainly would suggest is, coupled with this, is, don't just use the $10,000 that we're throwing in. Have your own in-center incentive. And you can do a nice program, and I'm sure many of you have in the past. You can do a nice program without spending any money or very little money. The commodity that you have is bowling, and some of you are great at going to other local businesses and doing trade-outs, whether it's with the movie theater, the skating rink, restaurants, whatever entertainment you have in your area, that you can trade dollar for dollar for product, and you can use that to enhance the $10,000 giveaway and do your very own program. And I'll tell you, the bowling center that I gave you, Easton Bowl, was one of our original programs around the country. They had 44 people attend and 28 that started into their league. And in talking with Kathleen on, how the staff, what made them go out and do that, she had a very simple incentive program that she crafted that just got the people fired up about asking casual bowlers to join the 2.0. So I hope that you'll use this as an opportunity to motivate your staff, incentivize them, and get them excited about starting new business. Because at the end of the day, that new traffic coming in benefits all of us. So we are right about on schedule, which is great. What I'd like to do now is open it up for questions and make sure that if any of you here have any questions at all about 2.0, the National Learn to Bowl Month, hosting your event, we have some time to answer those. And I would encourage you, even if you don't have a question, stay with us for a couple of minutes, because you always learn great things from your peers. And then I've got one last slide and request for you before we close and let you get out there and take care of some guests tonight. So if you have a question, you can either type it in or you can just press the hand and raise your hand, and we'll be happy. Kelly will be able to unmute you where I think everyone will be able to hear you, and you can ask your question.
Our first question, Bart, that I have here is from Sherry in Arizona. Wants to know how many weeks should we run a league after the Bowling 2.0? Is there a recommended number of weeks for the program after?
Sherry, that's a great question. Thank you for asking that. While there may not be an exact number of weeks that are best, what our study shows and what the data shows from our fellow proprietors is the fewer weeks that you ask a new a guest to commit to, the higher your conversion rate. So if you think about that logically, it kind of makes sense that if you're a non-user of Bowler and don't use the product, if I ask you to commit for 12 weeks versus 8, what are you more likely to sign up for? So the answer is I encourage folks to go as few weeks as you can and still have it be a good business decision for your business, because you are in business and you need to make a profit and you need to know what your margins are. So for some, that answer may be 8 weeks. For others, that answer may be 10 weeks, and yet for others it may be 12. So there's not a magic number. Just know this: you need to understand what your margins are. You need to make sure you make the best business decision possible, at the same time understanding that I want to go as small amount of weeks as I can because my conversion rate will be that much higher. Great question, Sherry. I hope that answers that.
Okay, our next question was, what are people doing? Are they charging for the Bowling 2.0, or are they running it as a free program? How are they structuring that?
Another great question. Thank you. The great debate of paid versus free. Certainly, when we do our presentations around the country about Bowling 2.0, we encourage folks to offer this as a complimentary program with the intent that on week 5 is when you're going to make the register ring. However, we understand that some people, their business model just may not support that. So we understand that some folks may need to charge. However, I can tell you again, just logically, if you think about non-users, you're going to get a much better attendance if the program is complimentary versus if you charge. So our study shows and our data shows from our centers the attendance is much higher for those that offer complimentary. But understand, you don't want to offer it for free if you're not going to start a new program on week 5. If all you're going to do is teach people to bowl, which is great, then charge and get paid for it. Get paid for your time, effort, and energy. If you're going to roll people over into a new program on week 5, which is what we want you to do, then that's a marketing cost and that's a developmental cost, no different than if you went out and bought an ad in your local school yearbook or the Little League or the Boy Scouts or whoever came by and hit you up for the local promotions. Great questions. Anybody else on? You can either raise a hand or type a question. We've got a minute here, and I want to make sure that everyone's questions get answered.
I have one last question that was submitted here. Bart wants to know if there's a youth version coming out of this program.
Okay, I think the question was centered around youth, and the committee that developed 2.0 made it generic that it could be used for all age groups. It's not youth specific, meaning that we don't speak to youth in a youth language or in that jargon and vernacular. So the program is meant to be used for all different groups. There has been a lot of talk about, this thing's been so popular about, can we make a youth version? I will just tell folks in the spirit of full disclosure that there's nothing on the docket for that yet, but it wouldn't surprise me at some point in time if we don't, just because of the success of this program. But this is a program that can be used for seniors, adult, youth, really doesn't matter because it's so well done, and the fact that you do coaching at the center level, you can then speak to that group in that appropriate language there. Good. So I'm just going to wait one more second to make sure we don't have anyone else that has a question. Okay, so I have one last thing for you today, and that is that we would need you to register your center for the National Learn to Bowl program. So don't worry about writing down this link. You don't need to do that. It's just a memory place for me. Tomorrow morning you're going to receive an email thanking you for attending the webinar, and in that email will be this link here, and all we need you to do is click on that link. There's only 2 or 3 questions just to register your center to make sure you're included in the $10,000 giveaway, and then that will activate you for the program. So again, I want to thank everyone for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know you've got guests out there to take care of and new league bowlers to take care of. It is our hope that you're as excited as we are about Bowling 2.0 and National Learn to Bowl Month. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to call or email. You can catch me at Bart, B-A-R-T, at bpaa.com. So thanks everybody. Good luck, and good luck on developing those programs.